SADAMS. But what is SADAMS? SADAMS is a label that include many talented artists and Ahmed Al-Sari.
Yeah.
We don't know much about them beside information we have on their YouTube channel. First music released on SADAMS channel is from April 23rd, 2025. Since then, SADAMS uploads some of their members' music. You look not all of them, however. Members. Looking deeply, we can see that there is a lot of them. But in today's video, we're going to look at the most popular ones. The best ones, the most talented people on planet. Welcome to the SADAMS members.
Repcak, Syba.
Repcak Syba, the glorious king, the light, the man himself. Repcak Syba is main artist of SADAMS. We can see it because most of songs on SADAMS channel is him. Also on SADAMS channel we can see his email, which prove that SADAMS channel is his. Beside that, he is the most popular one on Spotify. He mainly play on flageolet, but he also experiment with 8-bit sounds, which is cool, I guess. He also have deep lore tied to himself, but I'm gonna make videos featuring his lore because that would be too long. Repcak Syba have a lot of music that are mostly featured in his 2 albums. But he also have some singles, for example The Goblins, where we can hear interesting usage of flageolet. Syba states it was recorded in church. It is pretty dynamic, and it is one of Repcak Syba's best songs. On more peaceful side, we have SMRT, which is more about death and afterlife. Yeah, I mean you can look at this that way if you want. I really don't know what he smokes. Repcak Syba liked to experiment with his music, yet he still never revealed his voice. Bono Man. Repcak's first ever album is purely experimental. Some tracks have Czechian accent in their names. For example, Ladika is village in Czechia. So the music in Brno Me is, I don't even know how to describe it. First track that greets us is Pivo, which is beer in Czechian. Syba states it describes his addiction to beer. Whole track is 11 minutes, and it showed journey of drinking beer. Truly fascinating. The problem with Pivo is it's hard to forget, but mostly skippable because who in their right mind will listen for 11 minutes of song with flageolet and drinking sounds? I will talk about whole album in upcoming videos, but keep in mind it's quite experimental. With even doggone feet, yeah, Brno Me is definitely interesting album with many feats. Repcak Syba didn't stop there. He recently dropped a new album called Inventor, 22 tracks deep. This time, the sound is less chaotic and leans more into electronic vibes. It's definitely a more dynamic project with a noticeably different overall feel compared to Brno Me. On Brno Me, Syba relied heavily on live instruments and raw experimentation. Inventor, on the other hand, showcases more production finesse with touches of techno and electronic layering throughout. I'd say Brno Me feels more natural and organic, perfect for fans of unfiltered creativity. But Inventor is probably a better entry point for new listeners. Repcak Syba's music stands out because it connects genres in a way that feels complete. If you're into flageolets, electronic textures, and deep meaning behind every sound, you're in the right place. Wophat Bunglang. Most popular artist besides Syba. You can know him as Harmonica Guy or Synthesizer Dude. Yeah, as I stated, he mostly used harmonica in his songs. He pretty much abused harmonica, even in feats with Syba. What is worth crediting is that Wophat is making everything alone. As he stated, he started making music in 2006 inspired by nature, but there isn't any music available till mid-2025. Most of Wophat Bunglang songs are entirely made by him. He has some feats mostly with Albert VO Shock. Wophat tend to use a lot of synthesizer GMS, for example, in Crystal Caves, one of few songs on YouTube. What is worth noticing is that Wophat, beside his EP and album, have two singles, Haunting House and Forest Mountain. First, let's talk about Haunting House. Whole song have dark vibe, kind of like thriller movie, and like most of Wophat's song, it was made by synthesizer. So this style is not uncommon if we talk about Wophat Bunglang, since he likes experimenting in dark areas of music. Then we have harmonic abuse. I am sorry, I mean Forest Mountain. This song, inspired by living in village, as Wophat stated, is purely harmonic skills of Wophat. So as you can hear, have totally different vibe than Haunting House. It's less dark than previous one. The Crusades. The first project of Wophat, the EP definitely shows us potential of Wophat harmonica, as well as later synthesizer. First part of EP is almost entirely harmonica, but there are two feats, both from Repcak Syba, where we can see raw harmonica and flageolet duo. Later on EP, we can see little synthesizer, which is addition to pure sounds of previous songs. Overall, I would say it's good EP if you like light vibe and beauty of instruments. It feels like sunny day. Only problem is lack of diversity. The Caverns, The Downfall, Evil Path, The Broken Soul of Music. After the amazing EP, Wophat released an album. This time, it feels much darker, like if the Crusades were sunny, then the Caverns is a descent into a deep cave. The album still features Wophat's signature harmonics, but many tracks now include a lot more synthesizers than on the previous EP. Guest artists like Repcak Syba, Albert VO Shock, and more appear, often more than one per track. Wophat focuses more on production here, using digital effects to create depth and complexity. Real instruments are used less, replaced by layered sounds and strange synthetic tones. Still, in most tracks, the harmonics remain present. Overall, it's a mix of harmonics and synthesizers. There aren't many instantly catchy tracks, though a few stand out. At times, it feels a bit soulless. Sometimes it feels like Wophat ran out of ideas and just relied on his harmonics, hoping for the best. The album plays more like a mixtape. One moment you're hit with harmonics and knocking sounds, and a few tracks later, it shifts to a dark, mysterious concept. If you're partially deaf, it might actually sound more consistent. Those were the two key SADAMS members you should know about right now. The crew is bigger than it looks, but these two still set the pace for everyone else. In my next videos, I'll introduce the rest, starting with some of the lesser-known names, so stay tuned. While you wait, check out SADAMS music, link in the description.